We are a product of our environment. Like computers, our brains, and thus our behavior, is programmed by the input it receives. In the financial world, we are bombarded with information on a daily basis. Information that is not usually conducive to forming the right behavior. Let's talk about perspective and investment. Welcome to another episode of Money Matters. There are many participants in the financial markets, but let's focus on you and I, the average investor, looking to make our hard-earned savings work hard for us, making gains on the financial markets, so that one day we have accumulated enough wealth to achieve complete financial freedom. This includes the likelihood of buying real estate and eventually clearing the mortgages, contributing to our retirement plans, and investing in various securities to make capital gains and receive income. The plan usually spans many years, as the task of achieving financial freedom is a significant one to take on. Whilst everyone has their own idea of what financial freedom looks like, the amount they need to save is usually a very significant percentage of what they earn. Of course, many buy the Mark 6 lottery ticket in the hope of winning the jackpot. It's the equivalent of playing a game of snakes and ladders and landing on the biggest ladder on the board. Who doesn't love the thought of taking the biggest shortcut in life and suddenly finding yourself with more money than you know what to do with? We all love a hero story, and isn't that why we love the story about the first ever guy who made a purchase with Bitcoin? 10,000 in fact. This was the cost of 2 pizzas at the time, but if he had kept the cryptocurrency over the past 10 years, it would be valued at over $550 million today. And how about the fairy tale story of Instagram's meteoric rise in a matter of months? It took only 8 months to develop the video sharing social media app and was launched on the App Store in October 2010. In 18 months, it had racked up more than 27 million users, and in less than 2 years, Facebook had acquired the company for $1 billion. Now, where am I getting with this? In the game of life, who doesn't want to take the shortcut? When we're working overtime and have tight deadlines to follow, we all want to take that exit door and be that lottery winner and leave it all behind. When we receive a pay freeze and we hate our bosses, we want to be the hero who bought shares in Zoom when it was dirt cheap. We all want to emulate investment gurus like Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, and Cathie Wood. But stop. Stop to think for a moment and apply your filter to all the financial information we are bombarded with on a daily basis. Let me explain. It's all well and good to say we should have bought Bitcoin back when, and we should have done this and done that. It's a pointless comment. We didn't know what we know now, and if given a second chance and only knowing what we did at the time, we wouldn't have acted any differently. I could say the same for many other shares, but again, it's pointless. Remain focused on the future. The statement applies to those who can't help but get lured into buying hot stocks. If everyone is talking about a hot stock or the massive gains a certain stock has been making recently, don't get lured into the heat of the moment and buy what is likely an overpriced stock, or at least a stock that can only produce mediocre returns or worst, make losses. You'll only be a classic momentum investor who jumped on the bandwagon too late. It must be noted that most of the financial news we read is simply short-term by nature. The reports concern the now and the near term. Yet, as investors seeking wealth accumulation for ultimate financial freedom, our perspective is considerably more long-term, as mentioned earlier. In my daily environment, I hear people talk about what this stock has done today and that they should have waited till today to buy, or that they should have bought another stock entirely. I will admit, I really do switch off at this point. Why? It doesn't matter. I don't care about the daily movements except for certain big events. I care about buying companies with a bright future and available to buy at a fair or better price. It's as simple as that. There are times when you should wait for a better time to buy, as its price may not justify its potential, and you believe that the price will come back down to a more reasonable level. The fact of the matter is, nearly all but the most accomplished of investors will be better off buying a globally diversified portfolio of stocks and riding the market movements using a buy and hold strategy. I would bet my house that nearly all will lose to the S&P 500 and by a considerable margin. I would suggest investors to not take financial news at face value. Any writer of news has an opinion, and an opinion is formed out of an agenda and a certain perspective. What makes one person more right than another? It's just an opinion. Furthermore, what makes that information relevant to your own objectives? For example, I know some investors who will emulate the actions of their investment heroes, people such as the aforementioned Warren Buffett. Is he qualified? Sure he is. So why not copy his investments? Well, as mentioned earlier, what makes his picks relevant to your own objectives? His objectives may be completely different to yours. Investment time horizon, target gains, liquidity needs, volatility. And how do his choices fit with your portfolio as a whole? They may be seeking capital preservation, whilst you may be seeking wealth accumulation. A while back, I bought HSBC shares at a good price, and it's a stock that I will likely hold on to for many years. Have I advised any clients to buy HSBC? In a word, no. It's okay to take a punt sometimes. Take a lottery, for example. It's totally fine to spend a few dollars each week to see if you become one of the lucky ones. But you wouldn't bet your salary on it, would you? It's okay to buy cryptocurrency or to find the next Zoom, but again, you wouldn't place all your chips down, would you? But be assured that you'll do better than you think simply by following the market. Be assured that the markets will eventually rise through the peaks and troughs, through the rallies and the corrections. Apply the right filter to your constant bombardment of financial news. Don't just follow the crowd. This is especially true if you're seeking above market returns. By doing so, you must go against the consensus. You must form your own opinions. And sometimes that means you are swimming against the current. Open your ears and eyes to the world around you. Financial markets are highly linked to corporate earnings. Some of these earnings is from our own expenditure. Count how many companies listed on the markets where you spend your own money. Likely quite a few. And thus, we are somewhat already aware of the trends that are forming right in front of us. As an example, we can see with our own eyes that electric vehicles will take over the internal combustion engine. We know that banking is going through a digital revolution. We can see that work from home will become the norm. We can see that sustainability is an increasingly important topic. And we will all have some idea of what the future may look like, and that's what the financial markets do. They look towards the future. I realise that a lot of what I'm saying is not very pragmatic in helping you all invest better. Unfortunately, I don't have a silver bullet for you all. If only it was that easy. But like maintaining our fitness goals, it is a lifestyle choice. It is an ongoing commitment to put in the hard work. It is an ongoing commitment to form the right habits. It is an ongoing commitment to not to be lured by fads and other false shortcuts. So here, I'll leave you with my 3 guidelines to follow at all times, and I'll guarantee your success. Number 1, save and invest as much as you can, as early as you can. Be brutally honest with your expenses and trim the fat. Get as much of your savings in buying quality assets that appreciate in value, whatever they may be. Number 2, focus on buying assets, not special features and other marketing gimmicks. It is the underlying assets that does the job of creating value in your portfolio. Buy quality assets and keep hold of them. It is important to watch over them, but don't be tempted to buy in and out. Just hold on if you think they are still quality assets. Remain steadfast during downturns in the market. Number 3, understand the costs and other charges. Know what you are paying for. Look for transparency, look for simplicity, look for good value and keep costs down. So, there you have it. It's time to get financially fit and throw away those offers that sound too good to be true. Let's be prudent with our wealth, let's be smart, opportunistic and forward-thinking. By keeping one eye on the now and one eye on the future, we ensure we are planning for a brighter future for us all. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Let me know what other types of topics you would like to hear about in future videos. If you like the video, smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode of Money Matters.